So, you've accepted an offer on your home. Really? Is it time to party? Just about, but not quite yet. So what's next? We're going to walk you through it starting right now. Hi, my name is Carolyn. I'm a realtor and a member of the awesome and super fun Wise Move AZ team. We work in the North Phoenix metropolitan area, and our entire team lives in and loves Anthem, where our real estate practice is focused. If you haven't done so already, consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of the great information, great ideas, and other terrific stuff we have just for you. The offer-counteroffer phase of the home selling experience can be very stressful for both the seller and the buyer. This process is exacerbated when there are multiple counteroffers. When the seller and buyer have signed the last counteroffer and it's delivered to both parties, tidings of great joy befall all parties involved. You are under contract. Congratulations. That's a huge step, but what happens next? Once you finish reveling in joy and relief, you may be happy to learn that it's the buyer, not the seller, who jumps into action. For the buyer, many things need to be done quickly. If you want more information on what the buyer needs to do, check out our Buyer Series video by clicking right here. Then come back to me to learn what the seller needs to do. At this point, the seller begins a contractual waiting game and packing and moving frenzy. From a contractual perspective, the seller's obligations are firstly to maintain your home in the condition it was in at the time the contract was accepted, which means that if something breaks before closing, it's your obligation to fix it. 2. In Arizona, this means you're entering the inspection and BINSR phase. We have a video on this as well if you want to check it out. The buyer now can inspect your home and decide if he or she wants to continue with the purchase, and you are required to accommodate those inspections. It's most likely that the buyer will, within the 10-day inspection period, deliver an inspection notice requesting that you make some repairs. If you want this contract to close and are willing to do some repairs, you'll need to negotiate fairly with the buyer to determine what you will and will not do. 3. Advise your utilities and other service providers of your closing date so that your services can be terminated and the buyer can arrange for activation. In Arizona, you're required to keep utility services on to accommodate the buyer's inspectors and the final walkthrough, which will take place during the last few days before closing. 4. Notify your home insurer that your homeowner's policy can be canceled the day after closing. If something goes wrong and you don't close on time, you'll want to make sure that you have insurance coverage until you officially no longer own your home. 5. If the buyer is financing the purchase, the mortgage company will require an appraisal. If the buyer is paying cash for your home, he or she may want an appraisal. Either way, you'll need to accommodate the appraiser. 6. The buyer may want to return to your home to take measurements, check paint colors, finishes, fixtures, those sorts of things. You are not obligated to accommodate these visits, but we strongly encourage you to do so. Keep in mind that during the inspection period, the buyer can cancel the contract for any reason, so this is not the time to make them angry or frustrate their efforts. 7. You need to be completely out of your home and ready to deliver vacant possession when the title transfers to the buyer. If all is in order, particularly in Arizona, you could well be required to deliver vacant possession at 8 a.m. on the closing date. This means that unless other written arrangements have been made, you need to be moved out of your home by 8 a.m. on the closing day. Assuming you don't want to be up all during the wee hours on the day of closing, we strongly recommend that you make every effort to be out of your home no later than the day before closing. Keep in mind that the buyer is entitled to conduct a walkthrough inspection before closing, and your home should be vacant and broom swept when that happens. So go ahead and get packing. It's time to move. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. If you want more information on what happens after you have an accepted offer, or if you want to stay up to date on all things Anthem, subscribe to our Wise Move AZ channel on YouTube. And remember, if you or anyone you know is looking to buy or sell their home, please give us a call. It's always the right time to make a wise move with the Wise Move AZ team. Thanks for joining me today.